everyone, and thanks for having me, Regula. My name is Belen. I'm one of the founders of Oi Oi Oi, a startup who is transforming the way we dress babies and kids by offering a rental solution. So with us, you can rent your baby and kids clothes. We founded Oi Oi Oi, it's almost 4 years ago now. We went live in Switzerland, May 2020, and since last summer, we're also in Germany.
Is it bootstrapped or with VC?
It was initially bootstrapped, and we've had our first financing round in 2022, and we're currently in fundraising mode, so looking for investors for our second round, our seed round.
I'm Nicholas. I'm one of the founders of Nikin. Nikin is a Swiss clothing brand that offers environmental friendly clothing that plants trees. We are bootstrapped, or we were bootstrapped. We started with 5,000 francs, scaled up to several million of revenue per year. And 1 year ago, we decided to go for crowdfunding, respectively crowd investing. So we did a big financing round and now have 4,000 crowd investors.
Yes, hello everyone. Thanks for having me. So my name is Patrick and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Let's City. And we have developed a smart lighting system, which is reducing the energy consumption of lighting by 90%. So we help real estate owners to reduce their energy consumption of their real estates. And yeah, we were the same also. I'm bootstrapped in the beginning and then went to fundraising afterwards, as we didn't expect it that growing is costing that much money in the beginning.
Laurent, my name is Laurent, worked at Deal, co-founded Movu, which had a lot of venture money in it and sold that to Baloise. Was the CEO of Bexio, which was sold to Mobiliar, and am the co-founder and co-CEO of Holycode, software development company for startups and scale-ups with more than 400 employees for a lot of Swiss startups and German startups. And that company is completely bootstrapped, so I know both sides a little bit.
We didn't come together and say, let's found a startup and do it as a full-time thing. We just started on the side, so it was kind of clear. We'd never thought even of getting investors. But then after even half a year, 1 year, I think we just managed to scale up thanks to Facebook and Google ads and so on. But it was kind of like the golden age of it still, where it was so cheap, you could sell whatever you wanted. And as long as you knew how to do it, you could just refinance yourself from the revenue we made. So we just didn't need it in the beginning.
And then moving on with the crowd investment, that was also a conscious decision against VC money?
Yeah, kind of, because we have always been kind of a community brand, and we always actually wanted to have our community closer to us, because you kind of make, let's say, customers to ambassadors by doing that. But we hesitated for a long time because VCs and other investors always told us, oh, that's a red flag. It will make it harder to sell if you want to sell. There will be less people interested and so on and so on. But it was very interesting for us to see that 2 years ago, when the whole Ukraine thing started and other problems in the world, and the startups had problems to get money, the opinion of VCs and other investors started to slightly change from, oh, it's a complete red flag, to, oh, sometimes if you're a D2C brand and if it makes sense, then yeah, why not? That was interesting for us to see in 2022 how the opinion changed a little bit in that year.
Yeah, so when we started, we actually didn't look for investment, so we never tried at the beginning. So for us, it's a business solution, right? There is not a lot of R&D or a lot of a long phase of the product development, let's put it that way, or research and development, which usually needs pre-seed money, or a lot of pre-seed money. So for us, it was like having the business solution out there. And we were starting to gain revenues already before launching, so with our first test customers. And then with every customer that we were able to onboard, we had some revenues which we could reinvest into the company. So for us, it was a conscious decision at the beginning to be bootstrapped, also because we wanted to have the lead on what we do. If you raise early, you also give a lot of shares from the beginning, and that's not what we wanted. We wanted to have a proven business model because that helps us to sell it better. And then we saw the results. We saw good growing figures, and we had then we were standing in front of the decision of continuing to grow with that in that pace, or if we want to boost it a little bit. So we said, let's do a fundraising round. We launched it in 2022, at beginning of 2022, and then we got asked by Höhle der Löwen if we want to pitch. We said, well, we're fundraising anyway, so why don't we do it? I mean, it's good PR for us. So let's do it. And then we went there. And long story short, we went there expecting to have parts of our round covered, but then we walked out with the entire round. So it was a very short fundraising process. So it turned out to be very good. So we have a small cap table thanks to that, with some interesting angel investors.
Exactly. So for us, to be honest, like we really tried to get investors in the beginning, but yeah, because as you said, it was hardware involved, it was software involved, so we needed to do a lot of R&D and so high costs in the beginning. But luckily we didn't find someone in the beginning, because as like Belen said, I think it's always good when you can skip the first round, because you give so much shares for so less money, I would say. I mean, it's always depending on the relative, but I think if you can, then you should skip it, I would recommend. And for us, the good thing was that we found then a lot of grants support. So we went, because in sustainability, or when you do something good, like in medtech or wherever, but when you help someone, you often have some grants mechanisms. And so if there are, I would always go first for the grants, then bridge this round, or go then to later on to the seed round. It helps you a lot at the later on to have more autonomy in the company, I'd say so.